Hi again, this is eBike Bert continuing on down the trail for your super seniors and seniors and everybody else. Beautiful day. I think it's in the low 80s, not sure. Gorgeous day. I'm doing about 13 mile an hour. It's where I like to cruise. 13, 15, it's plenty. I will do more on different situations and paths, and especially if I'm on the street. Check and make sure I didn't leave my water bottle back there. I didn't, I have it. Little squirrel in the middle of the road there. Last thing I want to do is hit one. It'll just leave the wildlife alone. And I don't want to get thrown off my bike either. Ooh, the sun is warm. Really surprised there isn't more traffic walking, hiking, biking for a Saturday afternoon. If you're enjoying the ride like I am, and please hit the subscribe and the like buttons. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does help my channel quite a bit. And surprisingly enough, even if you hit dislike, it helps my channel. At 80, probably some people think I should just quit, go sit in a rocking chair, or the rocking chair, and pull the blanket over my knees and sit there and look out the window. Well, I do that too, but I don't pull the blanket over my knees. I'll sit in the garage where it's out of the breeze and out of the sun and drink coffee and watch the squirrels and wildlife go by. I'll have to give it to, if it's the county or the city, it's probably the county, maybe the state, that keeps these trails up. They do a pretty good job, really good job. And as a biker and e-biker, I appreciate it. By the way, I've mentioned before, I mention again that e-bikes are classified under Minnesota law as bicycles. And the trail I'm riding and other paved trails in Minnesota are legal because this is a bicycle, and I have a limit of a 750 watt rear hub motor. That's the, yep. Coming up on some folks here. On the left. Thank you. I think I might have just made a big circle here. That's okay. If I had multiple cameras, I could show you the lake that's off to the left here. But you're getting a pretty good view of what's in front. And a little more traffic. On your left. Thank you. See, they hear my bell and I announce on the left. They usually wave or they'll turn their heads to acknowledge they see me. They have the right of way. Pedestrians have the right of way. When I ring my bell and I'm saying on your left, I'm not telling them to get out of my way. I'm just saying I'm behind you, I'm going to pass, and where I'm going to do it. Then I slow down. Very much so. Hi. I haven't ridden that many hours or miles, but I've not run into any rude people. I had one troll once in a car. I was going across the street, obeying the traffic lights, and boy, she was screaming at me out her window. I couldn't hear her. I could hear her, but I couldn't understand what she said, so I really didn't care. I just kept going. You just can't let one troll out of a few hundred miles ruin your day. You don't go back and talk with them because that just escalates the confrontation. That's not going to end well. So I ignore it and go on. Whoop, another squirrel heading towards the lake. And I'm only doing 13 miles an hour. I'll drop it to 12, 11, 12, 13. Like now downhill, applying my brakes, watching ahead of me for traffic going in either direction. Just beautiful. I don't get tired of riding the same trail. Well, you know, one of these times I'll have to reverse it and go around it the other way. I'm so used to turning left. Yeah, I think I will do that. Not now, but in the future I will turn and go the other direction. It'll make a different trail out of it. Another squirrel. Stay there, buddy. There he goes. I'm at 8 minutes now. I like keeping my videos at about a half hour. I didn't check my battery when we started up again, but I know I've got plenty. Well, so far at 80, I have no problem with balance. I can control it, although I think a 20-inch fat tire would be a little easier to manipulate and control, though I'm not having problems here. If I start having problems, I'll probably go to the 20. I may anyway, I don't know. But I can always back down to a tricycle. Now, trikes, you got to watch your speed because they will tip. They can tip, but it's like anything else. You ride your bike according to its characteristics. When I was flying years ago, here we go, and I'll slow it down. When I was flying years ago, I was training on tail draggers. My first experience on a Cessna 150 tricycle gears when we did cross country. And my instructor, who always knew what I was thinking, he had, I don't know how many thousand hours, he had all the ratings. He said, you'll hear that there's, sometimes that's a dangerous airplane, or this over here is a dangerous airplane. He said, there's no such thing as a dangerous airplane. He said, some aircraft have tighter envelopes than others. maybe stall speed is higher, or so forth and so on. Checking here. He said you fly the aircraft within its envelope and you're fine, which I never forgot. On your right. Very good, thank you. So whenever I got checked out in an airplane, I was aware and familiar with its characteristics and its envelope, and I flew within it and I was fine. But I've heard people, oh, that's dangerous. No, it's not. It takes a little more skill, and fly it within its envelope. I love flying. I loved aerobatics. My instructor had a decathlon, a Balanca 8 kg AB decathlon. I loved flying that, inverted more so than upright. Loops, rolls, spins, elements, you name it, we did it, or I did it. We all did it. Spins. That was fun. Yeah, I went around a big loop here. That's fine. One thing about flying aerobatics, we did it according to the book. Out of traffic, set the altimeter at 0 and not at AGL. And then took her up to 3,000 feet, did the clearing turns, and cranked her around. Very mind clearing, very relaxing. Because when you're flying aerobatics, you're concentrating on what you're doing. You're not observing scenery, that's for sure. That decathlon was really a high wing tandem seat stick. They used to call it stick motor. But it had a stick for your elevator and ailerons. They sat tandem, pilot in front, passenger, instructor in the back. A lot of fun. And they came out several years later with a super decathlon, 180 horse to maybe I think 200 horse. The one I flew had 150, so she really didn't have the horsepower to do a knife edge. But the super decathlons, they did, and I've seen them do that knife edge. Impressive. I do miss it. Now we got a little traffic here. We'll let them know I'm coming. On the left. Thank you. I slow down and thank him and ring the bell, let him know I'm coming, and go around them and say thank you. I'm trying to be courteous and give bikers a good name. I know I've been stopped maybe off to the side. Get a drink of water, I get off the path. And I've had bikes go around me that had to been doing 30 mile an hour easy. And didn't beep or say anything. It's just courtesy. Even if the bikes had the right of way, which I don't, over pedestrians, I'd still do that. I've had a couple people that were walking slow, one with a lady with a baby in a carriage, and I slowed way down, and I wasn't coming up behind her, I was coming towards her. She was going in the opposite direction, and I slowed way down. As I went by, she looked up at me and said, "Thank you for slowing down," and she said it like that. I looked at her as I said, and I said, "Of course." So that told me she's had some bikes go around her, you know, pedal to the metal. I can still hear her looking at me saying, "Thank you for slowing down." Now the child was in the carriage, so I wasn't running around, But when children are also walking, that's a real danger, because they'll look at you and all of a sudden dart in front of you. That's kids, that's what they do. So I really slow down there, really almost to a walk. Because they'll look and across they go. You got to be prepared for that. But I never address a troll. I never go back and address them, try to explain something, because they're not going to listen. And all it's going to do is elevate the confrontation to a point that you don't want. You don't want it elevated to the point you're going to have to defend yourself. No. It's just better to go on, let it go. 2 squirrels. Says up to 16 or 17 mile an hour there. Just is a beautiful trail. I love this trail. Next time we're going to go the other way, and that'll be like a different trail. Well, let's slow her down here. So my class 2 e-bike with pedal assist and throttle up to 20 is plenty. Oh no. Ah, he made it. Ran in front of me. Now they're coming up from the lakes. I think that's probably right. They probably were going down for water. Well, we'll see if this takes us back to the road. I think it does. Oh, there's another one. Boy, the squirrels are active here. Hi. This is the roadbed. I don't think it's the one I'm looking for. No, it's not. Now stop, but I'll check in. Everything's good. We're good. So I'm going. That's the law. I'm going. The most likely time you're gonna fall is when you stop. The slower you go, the more apt you are to fall. And when you stop, that's when you're really prone to fall, especially with a bike like this. It's 77 pounds. Even the 20 inches, I know where I'm at now. Even the 20 inches are probably 65 pounds, and some of them are heavier. So if you're aware of the envelope of the bike, your characteristics, you're okay. And don't take a bike or an airplane past your ability. Remember once I flew down to an airport to fly with my instructor in his 152, which had a big engine in it. And then I was flying back home about 40-50 miles in a much less powerful aircraft, an older one. And there was some thunderstorms moving in from the northwest, which they usually did from the northwest. I knew I had plenty of time. And he took me aside, never thumped my chest and never yelled, but he said, now look, he said, if you get up to this X point, and it's clouded in, it's socked in, which the ridge of hills would do, you come back here. You got it? I said, yes sir, I was student pilot then. And he said, hurryitis has killed many a pilot. And I've seen that on like Mayday on TV, the pilots, they get in a hurry and it kills them. So I never got in a hurry. When I got up to the ridge, it was clear. Clouds hadn't moved in yet, so I proceeded and landed and everything was fine. After I got the bird tied down and in the car and got home, then the clouds moved in. Here's kind of a tight curve, real tight. On your right. Thank you, ma'am. See, usually they'll either nod or say thank you. And now, was there room? I had plenty of room. I could have zipped around it, but why do that? They appreciate you and acknowledging and slowing down. When you get in the shade, it really cools down. Feels good. And it is amazing how fast you can come up on walkers and bikers. You can come up on them real fast. So you really got to be aware of your surroundings and what's in front of you. See, these trails are plenty wide for traffic, but they're not wide like a street. So you got to be prepared to stop. Yeah, this is going to take us up to the street here. I recognize those two little trikes for the kids down. Hello. Ouch. No, wrong turn. Oh yeah, this was that steep turn up. And this is steep. I was riding my brakes down that one. All right. bunny. Yeah. Okay, this is where I'm going to end my second ride. It's almost a half hour. We're going to shut her down and head for home. So, as we always say, we'll see you on the trail.